This is Sybert signing into General's Evolution on the map Tournament Island, but this is a little bit of a 1v1 variant of this map. You may be familiar with it from some FFAs and from some 2v2s, but this is a slight modification, and we'll go over some of those changes in just a moment. In the south, playing as the orange GLA demo, this is E1A2. In the north, you already saw a little piece of him, playing as the minty fresh green, playing as the USA Super Weapons. This is Khay. Khay versus E1A2. It feels like one guy has a history of domination and the other guy doesn't so much. But that data is months old because I have been just busy with work, and I have not been able to check out any recent games, so I have no idea if the status of these two players is the same as it was a few months ago. I'm hoping that this is going to be a very even and tight match between the two of them, and we'll get to see some good back and forth. Now, this map, again, you may remember it from some of the previous games that we've seen on it. Some amazing matches. Number of changes. Number one, I think possibly one of the most significant, is the move of the command centers. On the old version of this map, the 2v2 version, the 4-player variant, the command centers are placed so that with the build radius, you can put base defenses here, which really cuts off this island, turns it into much faster of a choky camp fest than it would be otherwise. And still, some of those games ended up being fun to watch and super enjoyable, but it's nice that the command centers are a little bit further back, that they don't have quite as much build radius. It's still going to be, you're still going to be able to get pretty close to blocking this completely off right from the start of the game, but they're a little further back. And then, of course, you probably do notice that there are a number of changes to the neutral structures on this. And, of course, 2 of the spawning locations have been turned into little mini cities. GLA going to be grabbing up the middle of the map. Observation post will be captured, but the engineer gets sniped by Khay, so the garage does get denied. A bit annoying there for E1A2. The first strike by Khay, a successful one, managing to get that kill. War Factory coming up from Khay, and this is a very, very tight base. We're seeing 4 fire bases, potentially even a 5th added on to the left side there. A very tight cluster of buildings, a very defensive setup oriented around his starting command center location and these 2 supply centers. He wants to run a tight ship and have no openings, no opportunities for technicals to sneak by, no harassment that's going to be easy to just run into his base and ruin his day. Scorpion tank on the north side will get bombed out. Does manage to get out 1 missile, but that Armadillo outpost is going to be totally fine. Guardian tanks on the south side having a bit of a tussle with a couple of Scorpions will be getting pushed back. And the Guardians low on health, but I think they can actually take this fight. They're not forks. No, they can't. The Scorpions managed to engage the Guardian tanks perfectly. 2 Scorpions against 1 Guardian, with the second Guardian sitting useless. Meanwhile, 2 Scorpions going to be taking a fight with a flak track as well, a flak tank rather, as well against 3 Guardians, but this fight goes a little bit more in the favor of Khay. His front door is being jostled by the enemy from outside, but it is not without its own problems because that bomber goes down basically immediately. Those flak tanks just knocked it out of the sky. I thought for sure it was going to be able to escape. A couple of technicals going to be sneaking by, maybe with some units inside of them, maybe some sneaky engineers, or maybe it'll just be nothing as the Scorpions assault the barracks, and Khay is going to be needing this outpost up and running immediately. He does have a couple of Guardian tanks managing to sneak out, so if he can keep E1A2 busy at the front door while these Guardian tanks manage to work their way around the side of the map, he may be able to take him by surprise, but no, they have been spotted. E1A2 now going to be responding. Scorpion tanks in position. They're a bit spread out. They are going to get overwhelmed. 1-2 Scorpion tanks may be going down, but no, just 1 so far with the Guardian tank being eliminated. A Guardian tank or 2 will make it into the back line, though. at least 3 of them here as one splits off to the left side, and of course we might have aircraft here to support in a couple of moments. If Kay can manage to get some damage done, then he'll actually be bringing the fight to his opponent. I'm not sure that this attack really did as much as he wanted. Still a decent amount of income for both players. 41,000 total gathered by each player, and a bit of a wash here for Kay. It was a nice attempt, but at the end of the day, he did nothing to really break the stronghold of E1A2. A-10 Warthog strike coming in. Will tag not much at all. A couple of supply trucks did go down, so the income is hurt a smidge, but he's still got 2 oil derricks. This isn't the end of the world for E1A2. However, these 3 Guardian tanks getting into the backline completely undefended. Supply stash going to be coming out as well. A potential expansion here for E1A2, but E1A2 now going to be backing up a lot of Guardian tanks on the defense, those fire bases as well, and E1A2 turns everything around. Supply trucks going to be getting sniped. No, they actually both survive. The bombs need to be split, and Kay does a perfect job of it, question mark. There we go. He finishes them all off. And the stealth bombers do manage to escape. They make it back home, most of them at least. And Kay holds on to his position. I believe this game is being played with a little bit of an informal rule set where you don't get very many of the secondary economy buildings, so black markets or supply drop zones for the USA player. Man, those Scorpions absolutely wreck the Guardians with their rockets. Those Scorpion rockets tearing apart the Guardians when they get in range. And this may be one of those things where Kay is playing by a slightly different rule set. I'm surprised that there are 3 black markets on one side, or maybe, yeah, 2 black markets? Maybe only 2. And that there are no supply stashes on the other side. Guardian tanks in the bottom left going to be going for a bit of a kill on that oil derrick. Another couple of, snipes. That might have actually been a windmill if he was going for late game. If he was going for a Scud Storm, then that would have been a windmill, or that might have just been a stinger sight coming up. Patriot EMP will be getting shut down. Scorpion's going to be going for the Armadillo Outpost to deny that build radius, and the EMP Patriot will not come online, but this is a lot of Guardian tanks, quite possibly enough to just roll over this Scorpion army. A couple of Scorpions are fully heroic, and this flak tank just wasting his time over there as the Scorpions get trounced by these Guardians. Unfortunately for E1A2, he doesn't have much anti-air to deal with these stealth bombers, although 1 bomber goes down, 2 get eliminated, and that flak tank goes heroic. This one as well, both of them going golden moments before dying. Oil derrick does get eliminated, so the oil derricks that were captured by E1A2, some of them taken away from Kay, getting eliminated there. Unfortunately for E1A2, Guardian tanks now on the move, the front line coming to E1A2, but those RPG troopers are in good enough numbers, and especially with these couple of weakened Guardian tanks that can be targeted down very quickly, I don't think that Kay can really make much headway here. He's going to try. If he can go for the crush, maybe he can still make something happen, but great body blocking by those flak tanks. That was marvelous body blocking from E1A2. Completely crushes every single Guardian. The turnaround, the retreat may have been the wiser move, but maybe Kay was wanting to buy some time? Question mark. Airfield coming up, strategy center now on the way. Pretty late in the game, 9-minute strategy center. That is definitely one reason why he didn't have any supply drop zones, as he just completely neglected that strategy center. Rocket buggies out on the field, going to be making this defense close to impossible. War Factory goes down. Firebase is nice, but it is maybe going to be the end of the road for this, well, for the expansion, but at the same time, Guardian tanks once again sneaking into the back of E1A2's base. This has been Kay's bread and butter this game. It seems that killing supply trucks and that striking silently into the back of his opponent when he isn't looking is the one way that he can get some damage done. Meanwhile, the flak tanks have been pretty much all destroyed, and there goes the rocket buggies. 3 of them sniped by those stealth bombers. Stealth bombers getting cleaned up as they try and help these Guardians deal with the flak tanks, but really it's these RPG troopers which are making short work of those USA Guardian tanks. A real back and forth between these players. The defense from both is solid and the offense is good as well. They're seeming really evenly matched, which I feel like was not the case a little while ago. I feel like Kay would have totally wrecked E1A2, but I feel like E1A2 has really upgraded his play. His macro is feeling solid, and Kay is the one who's floating 10 grand in the bank. Now, Kay is also up by, 20,000, 25,000 credits in terms of total resources gathered, but 10 grand of that is unspent, sitting in his bank account as he starts draining it right now. Expansion shut down. Fantastic for E1A2. I would have loved if E1A2 also grabs that oil derrick in the corner. E1A2 has been able to hold on to this observation post and the garage in the middle of the map. It looks like he snipes 2 engineers from Kay. So Kay has attempted, at least once, to take those buildings back, and E1A2 has denied it. So really nice play by E1A2 throughout the entirety of this game. His economy may be a little bit weak since he's lost so many supply trucks, a bit weaker than Kay. And also his expansion game has been pretty weak as well. He's tried at least once before, and here we see another attempt at a supply stash. 2 Humvees ready and waiting to shut this down, get a lock on it, but maybe the defense from E1A2 will be good enough. 1 Humvee down to half health before the fight even begins. More engineers may be getting sniped back up on the north side. 1 Humvee down. Nice unit control. A lot of early Gen Evo matches were about senseless armies striking each other like 2 people with big rocks, and they're just throwing big rocks at each other. There's no finesse, there's no control, there's no detail in the play. But I feel like this game is much more about the details, much more about the micro and the individual unit controls. I feel like the strategy of just slam as many units as you can against your opponent in the most blunt force attacks imaginable, that's not so much the name of the game here. Auroras make a strike against E1A2. Once again, the killing of these supply trucks in the back line is the key turning point of the strategy for Kay. That is his primary objective, is knocking down those supply trucks, and it's kind of working. His army has once again been able to go toe-to-toe with E1A2. E1A2 snipes the expansion, but Kay keeps E1A2 from growing too large, from macroing too much, and then the armies are just fairly evenly matched. E1A2 roaming around with those rocket buggies, still in control of the middle of the map. Would love, again, if he was able to grab that oil derrick in the top right. One of the few remaining oil derricks. I guess there's really only 2 oil derricks that are outside of the main bases. Oh, Demo Rebel ambush comes in. War Factory goes down. Supply Center as well gets eliminated. Nicely done there by E1A2. It is a 1-click. We're not talking about some kind of finesse move. We're not talking about any kind of fancy micro there. That is a bit more of a blunt force attack for sure. A10 Warthog strike. Okay, similarly, 1-clicks. Not really finesse moves from these players in the last minute. E1A2, it's his turn to float a little bit, nearing 10K in the bank. Kay, on the other hand, keeping his income low. 1 Humvee sniped. The second Humvee escapes, at least for now. Rocket buggy's coming in for another strike, and 1 rocket buggy pays the price. But I think another Humvee or another Guardian goes down. Rocket buggy's right on the edge there. No missile defenders in those civilian structures, I guess. And nicely done. The rocket buggy numbers get taken down by Kay before the battle really begins. But another Humvee pays the price. Alpha Aurora cleans up 3 flak tanks with 1 fuel air bomb. Nicely done there by Kay. A perfect execution there. Very small armies. You wouldn't think that this is what it looks like after, 15 minutes and 100K for each player being spent. These teeny tiny armies are all that remains from these 2 players, but they've been so active with their forces. They've been constantly chipping away at each other, and E1A2 keeping the front line moving forward. This constant dodge and weave. The only thing he's really worried about is those aircraft. They have been so well utilized by Kay. E1A2 almost able to get up an expansion, almost able to, stabilize his economy from the constant harassment. But Kay pretty much always finds a way. Stealth bombers split off. Not enough. That garage is too good. Okay, this now feels like a giant mistake. As soon as you see those health bars just climbing back up after those bombs come in, it's like, come on, Kay, you should have destroyed this 10 minutes ago. This is almost inexcusable, but he is going to be grabbing it for himself. E1A2 is going to lose a huge advantage that he has. Man, that health bar just reclimbing after that bombing. Really puts a emphasis on how important that garage is. Flak tank unable to deny the capture of that garage. Stealth bombers heading down to the south once again. So many attacks, so much action throughout this game. Stealth bombers coming in for another pass. Black market, only one of them out on the map, so the other one did get cleaned up, and it looks like it wasn't actually rebuilt. E1A2 immediately shuts it down. He knows what's up. He's like, I'm not going to let you have that garage. Are you kidding me? That thing is way too good. He shuts it down immediately, and Kay finds himself playing 15 minutes at a mechanical disadvantage. That repair is so clutch in these fights. But now neither player will have it. Expansion reestablished. Armadillo Outpost is here, so the build radius is good. 1 Humvee goes down. 2nd Humvee chipped away and gone. As E1A2 is now going to be able to evac safely from the area. His expansion in the south still running strong. Hasn't added on that 2nd supply truck. Once again, this is version 0.3. It is a beta for General's Evolution, and one of the downsides of it being a beta is that the supply truck AI is a little bit wonky, and the 2nd supply truck almost always goes off in the wrong direction. So you got to make sure that your supply trucks go to where they are supposed to. Humvees and missile defenders splitting off to the right side of the map. Stealth bombers coming through, and once again a demo rebel ambush comes through with some big kills on a war factory and I think an airfield as well. Kay back down to 1 airfield, rebuilding his 1 war factory in his main base, and there's the shutdown. So it looks like supply drop zones are on the menu, but no longer. The strategy center cleaned up. Kay is going for the counterattack, and it's a big one as the 1 clicks get called in and the base of each player laid waste by the other. 4 flak tanks, 1 of them heroic, 2 of them single vet, and 2 guardian tanks now on defense. But he still has to break this group of fire bases, and that is no easy feat for those flak tanks. It's going to be a tough fight for E1A2. He might just have to retreat from the main base of Kay. Guardians, oh! That stealth bomber did not last long as he flies near one of those flak tanks and just gets annihilated. Rocket buggy coming in. The army of E1A2 has been significantly reduced. And, well, don't give away that rocket buggy. Okay, he doesn't. He gets the kill on the Guardian. This expansion keeping Kay in the game. War Factory constantly producing, and now he's even once again harassing the main base. Radar van goes down. E1A2 getting knocked down once again. Rocket buggies? Oh, if he could have caught those rocket buggies, that would have been a great kill, but at least he'll get another supply truck. While he splits his Guardian tanks, he's going to be able to do some damage. An extra supply truck would be a nice kill, but I don't think he'll get it with the rocket buggies. Flak tanks as well coming in. Flak tanks, not so much interested. That one just splits off to the north side, just leaves that Guardian tank by itself. Supply truck survives. No free repairs for you this time. Guardian tank split off. 2 supply trucks going down, it seems. Well, this guy technically is still alive, but wait until that Guardian tank gets down there. I would love to see Kay rebuild that second airfield, but it's probably just too much cash at this point. He's got 1,000 in the bank, and I mean, he does have 3 supply stashes, and he does also have an oil derrick, so I don't know. Look at that. He added on a 4th one, a 4th supply center that I didn't even notice. Guardian tanks once again getting cleaned up, but the goal is, of course, shut down those supply trucks. Stop E1A2's constant income. K almost at 170K. This is impressive from E1A2 that he is 35,000 credits down. I mean, it's a 20-minute game, so that's spread out over a long period of time. He's 35,000 credits down, and he is still going toe-to-toe with K. Carpet Bomb comes in. Moab comes in as well. War Factory survives, and both supply stashes survive. Palace survives as well, so that was actually not that bad, all things considered, for E1A2. That could have gone a lot worse. I feel like if that was combined with some kind of bombing run to eliminate these supply stashes, or maybe even go for the War Factory, that would have been a lot more of a difficulty to overcome for E1A2, but kind of all of the big, heavy stuff, the Palace, the War Factory survived, the supply truck's still working away. It's not great to have your other stuff bombed out, but he's still got production. E1A2 going to be able to clean out this building. Demo Rebel Ambush is going to be coming up soon, and I think the placement of these buildings does mean the Demo Rebel Ambush can't be anywhere too close to this cluster. Might be able to sneak in over here. Hey! Well, that was pretty spot on. Airfield goes down. Upgraded power plant goes down as well. It's going to be low power mode for K. But, of course, the fire bases are still online. So much destruction from these 2 players. Their army's incredibly small throughout most of this game. Both of the stealth bombers go down on account of they didn't have anywhere to land. Cold fusion reactor has to be rebuilt, and these Humvees going to town on the supply stash. Supply truck gets restarted. I'm not sure that that's a wise move, E1A2. I don't know that that's supply truck. Okay, all right. I'll hold my tongue. Why don't you just shut up? That's what he says to me. He's like, you don't know what you're talking. Okay, if this supply truck dies, then I'm still right. But okay, he saves it. He saves it. Another expansion goes down. Supply truck gets eliminated by the rocket buggy. E1A2 and K always playing around the edges of the map, it seems. One of the few remaining supply docks that still has some cash in it. These ones in the southwest. I guess this one in the northeast also does have a decent amount of cash, and pretty much everything else is depleted other than that. Armadillo Outpost is finished up, so there is some build radius here. Not that K has a ton of cash to deploy on base defenses, but if he does ever clean up that supply stash, he will at least be able to... Oh, never mind. He's not going to clean anything up as the Armadillo Outpost absolutely explodes. K is not taking that expansion anytime soon. Airfield is back on the way. Airfield, you know, it takes a little while to get it back up and running when you are low on cash like K is. Fuel air bomb to finish off this supply center. That'll be the last load that supply truck ever deploys. Goodbye. Nicely done by K, but at the same time, his main base is set upon fire bases. Going to be going toe-to-toe with these rocket buggies, and it's going to be up to the flak tanks to help break the front line. Airfield gets deployed. Is that an airfield? Because if it is definitely just a body-blocking airfield trying to delay by a couple of extra seconds. Guardian tanks go down. Supply truck, which was just sitting there randomly, goes down. E1A2 maybe finally has found a little bit of an edge here to actually do some more critical damage to Kay. It started off a couple of minutes ago with that strike from the Demo Rebel ambush. I mean, it's basically a super weapon in its own right. And it's now going to be finishing off with a rocket buggy attack. It seems one Comanche sneaks out. It's going to get immediately blasted by this flak tank. No, it doesn't. It truly did sneak out. It truly did sneak out. The Comanche is killer against these rocket buggies, but one flak tank will destroy it. And that might be its stealth flak tank as well, which would be pretty sick for E1A2. Okay, sneaks a single stealth Comanche down to the south side. I guess that's just a regular Comanche. And E1A2 finally taking down this oil derrick. They have traded that oil derrick back and forth between the two of them. They have both had control of it at different points in this game. And the Comanche does kind of reveal itself here. He is going to get the kill on the supply truck and then head back out over the water. Anthrax right on top of the War Factory. Great placement there. War Factory in the south gets sold off or destroyed. E1A2 so close to being able to finish this one out, but he's so worried because of this little network of fire bases. It does make it difficult. Anthrax stopping the War Factory from doing anything, stopping those supply trucks really from doing anything, but the fire bases are still a threat. Big strike comes in, carpet bomb, A-10 Warthog, and on top of that, the Comanche going for the supply trucks. Kay is going for the base trade. He's got nothing back at home. He's got Anthrax in his face, and yet he's still trying to go for it. Anthrax is going to be the end of that flak tank. Two flak tanks go down, a third gets eliminated, but not from the Anthrax. That third went down to the fire base as every single supply truck has been hunted down. This guy needs to restart. He could have been back up and running. It's only one Comanche. Well, that Comanche has a little bit of help from a Moab at just the right time. That rebuild was terribly timed, unfortunately, for E1A2. He did not manage to get that out at the perfect moment. The supply centers survive, but the trucks do not. That is heartbreaking for E1A2. Kay is so lucky with the timing of that Moab. That was perfect. Maximum cash wasted. Oh, that was 2,400. 2,400 just gone for E1A2. And that was just a one click that turned out to have really good timing from Kay. These two guys trading back and forth on Tournament 1v1. Tournament Island has given us a ton of great matches, and I would consider this one of them. Even though this isn't the traditional Tournament Island, this is a little bit of a variant. I definitely still count this as one of those amazing games that this map has given us. Another supply stash, another truck, another kill for this Comanche. I do kind of wish we had a kill counter for these units. Maybe even put it there, you know? I don't know that that's even really possible. I don't know that the game actually tracks that. But I would love to see that just so I could know how many kills this one Comanche got. The flak tank doesn't get the kill. Oh, this Comanche survives Kay with barely any money, with barely any units. He gets one. What, Guardian Tank? No, he goes for a sentry drone. He's got so many one clicks. Oh, does he get the flak tanks? No, he doesn't get the flak tanks. Yeah, look at that. Those supply stash is so beefy. Still in the corner. That's where the Comanche is. Sentry drone going for the kill. Is he going to be able to get the supply truck? No, okay. Sentry drone might die a little bit too soon. Juke, he's going for the juke. He's going for the dodge. That supply truck plane, just hide away. He's literally just staying on the opposite side of the table of this sentry drone, always trying to just dodge away by a little bit. And Kay is going to try and out-micro E1A2. E1A2 has left one flak tank back at home. That's a good call. That's a smart move. That's one of those things that I would probably not do. I'd probably QA move and send my whole army into the wrong part of the map, and I'd mess that up. But, oh, that sentry drone. Oh, turn around. Get the last shot. Okay, well, no, he's really not going to get that kill. Flak tank is there, but the Comanche gets the kill. He still hasn't gone heroic. All right. No heroic Comanche just yet. Ooh, second supply stash is starting. And oh, this oil derrick, a big oversight there for Khay. Fuel air bomb. Claims one of the supply stashes, I think, but not the other. A-10 Warthog gets the War Factory, and this Comanche almost gets the oil derrick. He's going to have to return to get that another day. Demo Rebel Ambush should be coming up soon, right? I feel like it's been long enough. We should be seeing another one. I feel like the pure army would crush from E1A2. Check, look at that. 30 units. There he goes. There he goes. He gets the command center. War Factory command center and the supply center all going down. 30 units out on the map. No, just kidding. It's 15. It's back down to 15 after the Demo Rebel Ambush gets eliminated. E1A2, he has got a number of Rangers to worry about, and there's the stealth field being activated on all of these units. They're sneaking around the map, and E1A2 has lost most of his expansions, but he's still holding on to a couple of them, but not the supply trucks. The supply trucks once again getting shut down, and finally, it won't matter. As you can see, the unit count, the building station is not quite calibrated for Evo, and that is it. Khay has been defeated. The GG gets called. What an amazing back and forth between E1A2 and Khay. I'm so happy for E1A2 to get the win here. What a fantastic match he put on against Khay, ultimately coming out with the win in somewhat of a surprise. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Khay didn't just crush him, but that was a phenomenal performance by E1A2. Super happy to see this guy put out an amazing game like this, and a big thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.